Well, ladies and gents, you're very welcome to this very special press conference here at the home of Bolton Wanderers. And I think it's fair to say the secret might be out, that FightZone will be hosting a very special night of boxing with a world title at stake. The second world title, in fact, that FightZone will have presented in its very short history. It's only May, of course, of this year that FightZone started. And already every single belt has been boxed for, with that world title that Hannah Rankin boxes for on November the 5th. And then, of course, this big one, as you can see behind us, a huge night right here in the Premier Suite when Jack Massey and Bilal Laggoune go head-to-head for the IBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. It's going to be a stacked card as well, as you would expect. And you can see that along the table here, we have our esteemed guests from Belgium. We have Michel Garcia, who will do battle with Mark Jeffers. Alongside Mark there, his manager, Kevin Marie. Just next to Kevin, looking very smart and dapper, of course. Sorry, further in from next to Mark is Jack Massey, Dennis Hobson, Steve Crump, the pair from Fight Academy, very much the FightZone family as well. And alongside me, Bilal, Alain, who looks after the Belgian team as well, and then Michel at the end. So we'll get on with it because I know that there's a man that's got plenty of detail to tell you all about the card and what we've been doing on FightZone. So without further ado, he's made his way over the Pennines today. Dennis Hobson. So Dennis, if you'd like to just give us a little bit of insight about FightZone and the card that we can look forward to in this big night of boxing.
Well, if you don't already know, it's $4.99 a month. First of all, I want to thank everybody for the efforts here today. Jason's had to have a change of clothes 2 or 3 times because he's put that much graft in. He hasn't grafted this much since he was prefect at that Borstal where I used to go to. And Asif Valet, who's a long-standing friend of mine and ours, and obviously a long-standing friend of FightZone and Fight Academy, who's helped facilitate all this, as you see today. Great to be back in big-time boxing. With me and my partner here, Steve Crump. He's getting a taste of the big league. This has probably happened a little bit sooner than we forecast, but you know, in the boxing world, you have to take opportunities. We had the opportunity to talk about this Daniel Craig lookalike at the side of me. An opportunity to get him on the world scene. Our great friend on the end there, Kev Marie, we'd had discussions about getting involved with him and some of his quality fighters. And his 2 obviously quality fighters what sat next to me today. But Jack was in a position where he was getting frustrated with the game. We'd stayed in touch with Kevin, and the opportunity arose for us to get involved with the great Jack Massey, who obviously we'd monitored his career but never thought we could be as soon as what we are working with him. But like I say, everything's about timing in the boxing world, and within a couple of weeks of him signing for us, he's fighting for an IBF European title, which he took with both hands. And the reason we're here today, obviously, is because an opportunity came along, and they don't just come along. There's obviously 30 years of experience and creating relationships with the promoters around the world. And we saw an opportunity for our Jack Massey to get involved and fight for a world title. And thankfully, today, we're releasing it to you all that Jack Massey will be fighting for the IBO Cruiserweight title. So within 5 months, we've secured a couple of world titles, and Jack's here to talk about it as well. So it's a big day for us, and obviously, without going into the history of where I've come from, I've been in the game 30 years, and I'm as excited today as what I was when I was sat next to Clinton Woods and Ricky Hatton when I promoted him in America, and Clinton with our first ever world title in Sheffield. So to be involved with good people, and I must say that this is the best team I've ever worked with, and having our own platform and giving all these kids an opportunity. You know, you've got Charlie Schofield out there who's an English champion. We've got a conveyor belt of kids coming through, and Jack's one of our flagships, and we're proud to have him on board. And what I'd like to do now is put a bit of pressure on Steve and just let him say a few things, because I'll ramble on all day, and I know you've all got to get home at some stage. So I'll pass you on to Steve, just say a few words.
Thanks, Dennis.
Morning, everybody. Like Dennis says, thanks for turning up, and thanks for the press and all the fighters that are here that have made the effort to come over and experience our kind of first major press conference. Fight Zone has only been running for 5 months, like Dennis has said, but we are trying to get the grassroots of boxers a platform to show their skills on. You don't get that on your Skies or your DAZNs or what have you. So there's a home for fighters here that are starting out in their career, and we are proud to offer that service to the fighters that are willing to jump on board. As Dennis has said, we've just started, and we are now looking at this as going to be our second world title fight, which is in 5 months for me, mega exciting, and I'm very proud to be part of it. So that's about me done, because I don't ramble. Not like some people, but we're not going to say who. So, yeah, I'll pass you back to Don. But once again, thank you for all making the effort and coming out to see us.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you, Dennis. Now, we're just going to crack on, and you will get your chance, obviously, after the formalities to have one-on-ones with the top table here. But just to start things off, but just go over to Alan first, because you've brought both fighters over, of course, and it's a great opportunity. Just give us, from your point of view, how this opportunity came about and why you're so keen for both your fighters to fight on this platform and, of course, with Bilal and the world title at stake.
Yeah. So, first up, is it open?
Should be on.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So, I'm Alain Van Acker. I'm a promoter in Belgium. I have a very nice team, very nice kids, and we accept the challenge to come in the UK to fight, because it's time, you know, with the COVID, we had really a bad time of boxing, and it's time for the boxing world to take real challenge. When we received the challenge to come for Bilal to fight against Jack, it was just a good timing, like we can say, because last year we received a proposal to fight for the European Championship with Bilal. We received the proposal only 4 weeks before the championships. We accepted, because you cannot refuse a European Championship in a matchroom organization. So Bilal accepted the challenge, but we didn't have enough time to prepare correctly the fight. So the result was a draw for one of the judges and to give 1 point for McCarthy. So it was a slip decision, and we accept the result because it was a real good match. Here, when Jason called me to propose the IBO world title, it's a title I know very well, because I received already many proposals for Riyad Mary. Normally we should fight for the title in July, and I know that the South African cannot fight, so the title is vacant, and that was the good opportunity, because 1 week before I received the proposal, Bilal called me to say, okay, I stopped during 6 months, but I'm ready to challenge and to train myself again. So that was just the good opportunity and the good timing, because he wants to make a comeback, a real comeback. He's a high-level sportsman. He's a real good fighter, and so that was the challenge we need for him to come back on the top. Like you know, certainly he won already the IBF Intercontinental title. He trained in the US during many years, and he's certainly one of the best Belgian fighter ever. So for him, he will come really to challenge and to win the title.
Thank you, Alan. And obviously, the other end of the table, we'll get to Jack and we'll get to the main event, lads, very, very soon. But of course, Kevin Marie, you involved with a huge stable now. And again, you've heard what Alan has to say. And again, you're going to have many fighters on this bill. How would you respond?
Yeah, it's nice to meet you, Alan. Thanks for coming over. Look forward to a great challenge. Obviously, we know Bilal really well. Been watching him a long time. We've known about this fight for a little while now, so I think we've seen every single one of his videos, and it's going to be a great fight. So thank you for coming over, and we appreciate it. Yeah, we're really excited. We've waited for this for a long time for Jack. We know he's going to perform. And obviously having Mark Jeffers on the undercard as well, one of our other future superstars coming through, is a huge bonus, as well as the 6 other young lads on the undercard, which I'm really excited to showcase as well on a bill as prestigious as this.
Thank you, Kevin. We're going to start with, obviously, with Michelle as well. Michelle, you're over to promote the fight. You'll get in with Mark Jeffers, who, as Kevin says, as we know, is a real talent. You've got a very good record, 25-2. how excited are you to fight here against Mark Jeffers on this big bill?
So for him, it's really a big opportunity. And he will come to fight and to win the championship. So I will explain something about Michel. He's really a big talent, but there has some time in life, some bad time, you know. He was working for Caterpillar, you know, it's American company based in Charleroi. So in the same year, he lost his job because Caterpillar stopped in Belgium. He have to find solution for his life. So he was working and trying to create something. He opened his own restaurant, and he have a little bit to put his career under parenthèse. He have to work to survive. That's it. And he decided also 3 months ago to close his restaurant because it take him too much time, and he cannot make restoration and boxing. So he is involved totally now with boxing, and for him it's really a big opportunity to prove to the boxing world that he's a big talent.
Thank you, Alan. Well, Mark, of course we know about you. 13 fights in now, all gone your way. Again, we're talking obviously Michel has had to graft to get where he is. It's something that you've done as well. A bit of a sportsman, all-round sportsman as well. And if you don't know this, by the way, this nutter did the marathon yesterday in 3 hours and 23 minutes. So congrats on that. Well done. Shows you that he is the multi-sportsman that I mentioned. But again, Michel's coming here to fight. You would have done your homework. And again, it's a real step up for you on a big night.
Yeah, this is a massive step up for me. I've not watched much of him yet. I'm sure we will do. Mick and Dave will be having a look at him. But yeah, I think these are the fights that I'm going to have to step up against. If I don't step up, then I'm going to get beat off kids like this. So yeah, I'll be more than ready and yeah, win that belt.
It's very rare though, a fighter like you've got an opportunity to put a load of weight on now after losing all that weight yesterday.
Yeah, I think I'm a light middleweight at the minute, but we'll put it back on there.
Look forward to a great night of action now, of course, the real talent Mark Jeffers. Now on to the main event. Now, Bilal, as Alan was talking about, that European Championship fight that you had the opportunity, you boxed Tommy McCarthy, a close fight, but as Alan was mentioning, you didn't have a great deal of time to prepare. So are we going to see an improved Bilal Laggoune who is going to shock us, disappoint us, and take that crown, the IBO cruiserweight title?
First of all, thank you guys for bringing me over to give me the opportunity. Second of all, the fight with McCarthy, I wish, and I'm still wishing, they gave me the rematch because it's burning every day though. They give me a fight, I think 4 weeks and a half. By the time I got a little bit in shape, I was there for the fight, so I was really, maybe not even 50%, but I lost the fight, I accept it. It hurts, but it is how it is, and we have to go forward. Now I get the fight with Jack, and I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think Jack is not well. He got the opportunity to fight for the world championship. So when you get the chance to fight for the world championship, you're not a bad fighter. So in my eyes, it's the difference is only gonna be the small things. So I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna give my all, and we're gonna see what happens. But I'm going for the win, though.
How big would this be for Belgian boxing should you claim that title?
I don't know how big it is gonna be for Belgian boxing, but it's gonna be very big for me, and that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for me and my family, and we're going for it, though. That's it.
Well, Jack, you've heard how confident he is. You know about the Tommy McCarthy fight. Again, he's a bit more experienced in a professional ring than you as well. You've got a right to reply. So how do you respond to that in terms of how you see everything going on November the 26th?
Yeah, so first of all, is that on yet? Yeah, so I'd just like to thank the FightZone team for pulling this off. Dennis and the guys, it's absolutely amazing for giving me this opportunity. But we've got a world title fight on our hands, guys. So I'm up for this. I'm training harder than ever. This is go time now. This is what
I've dreamed of since starting out in boxing. So I'm not letting this one slip through my fingers. So I'm taking this with both hands, and I'm going to win this world title.
We saw you win the European title on FightZone, and again, this is another step up. This is another, I suppose, part of what you see to be your path. Where do you want it all to end? Again, it's a great platform for you to win this belt in your head. That's what you're going to do. That's what you think you're going to do. But where does it take you?
Well, it takes us on to massive things. It only takes, you know, one of the big boys to unify and want this IBO world title. But obviously, get through this fight first. Take one step at step at a time. But it's just amazing what the guys have done. First fight with FightZone, they got me the IBF European title. Second fight with FightZone, they got me a world title. You know, it says something, but I'm just really grateful.
Well, at FightZone we have been treated to, as I say, world title fights, but European, Commonwealth, British, English, area belts. They've all been boxed for and fought for on FightZone in such a short space of time. But of course, a word about the IBO Cruiserweight World title, because some of the characters that have held this belt, which I'm sure you'll be aware, when you look through history, it is incredible. James Toney, Thomas Hearns, Carl Thompson lives in this very town, of course, what a champion he was. Antonio Tarver, just in the cruiserweight division, Antonio Tarver,
I was looking through the list myself.
Marco Huck. So these are the names that both of you want to be among, and again, adds credence to this belt that you'll fight for in Bolton.
Absolutely, it's going to be a great night of boxing. I think Bilal's come to fight, so it's got the makings of a great fight, and that's what I want to be in. I want to be in good fights, not just get in there, knock someone over. I want to be in good fights, what will go down possibly in the history book. So it's going to be a good night.
Thank you, fellas. Well, before you get the opportunity for one-on-ones, we will have a head-to-head here at the top table, and there is an opportunity for questions from the floor. If anyone would like to ask any questions, at all style, we've got one at the back there, sir.
Yeah, I spoke to Jack Massey in an interview and said, do you think FightZone will provide him with the best opportunities? And you pointed out they'd arranged an IBF European title within 2 weeks of him joining them. Now it's a world title. Do you think this is the kind of guidance that you needed in your career, and now you've got a chance to excel on the big stage?
Absolutely, yeah. It couldn't have come at a better time. It's come at a perfect time. You know, the timing's great for this world title fight. You know, just come back off the IBF title fight, been in there, and straight onto a world title fight. The timing's great.
Anybody else?
Don't go shy, Steve.
I had another one.
Go on, eh?
This one's for Dennis. Sky obviously starting out and trying to build a base and try now that they no longer have matchroom. But do you think the fights that you put on and the fact that you've had every single title fight in the book under FightZone, do you think really they should be looking at you as competition and worrying about what you're doing? Do you think that's that you're a big threat to them?
Well, put it this way, I'd off a level pegging, I'd back us against anybody. It's just that they've got more resource, they've got a Sky machine behind them, they've got a BT machine behind them. But when I got together with Steve and the other partners, we decided to create something from nothing, and without going into the politics of television, we just wanted to be in charge of our own destiny. So we think we've got a product here that's a bit special. And like I said to you earlier, that this is as exciting as I've been. You know, I've been involved with major shows with Asifa, who's at the side of you, and with Mia Khan, and obviously Clint Woods, Ricky Hatton, Jamie McDonald, Carl Thompson, Stuart Hall, and I think with the lads, two of the lads here, with Mark and Jack, I think we've got two major world title holders in the future. So I'm very excited about what we're doing, and yeah, going back to what you said, why didn't Sky look at somebody who's got a track record like us? Well, do I want to work with Sky? You haven't asked me that one. But obviously, with the resource, if you look at what we've done from scratch, like Dom's just said, we've got every title on the platform within 5 months. It's not a bad feat from zero. So we're very, very happy with where we've come as regards what we're providing, the opportunities that we're providing for the kids from the debuts. They've not just got to get to 10 and 15 and 0 before they get a chance to go on a TV platform. And it just so happens, boxing's about time. It's like everything in life, but boxing epitomizes timing, and the timing was right. And we forced the issue for Jack, And we'll do the same for Mark. And I've got a connection with these two guys, and I get the feeling that going back to Tyson on Saturday, sometimes it's not knowing how to fight, it's knowing how to win. And I get that out of these two. And whether we win pretty or whether we win not as pretty, I believe these two have got the makings of being world champions. And that's the reason why I wanted myself and Steve and the partners and working with Kevin, we're going to share some memories, whether it's on Fight Zone, whether BBC come in for us or ITV. Fight Zone's here to stay because we think there's a hole in the market to develop kids. You've got Jake up there who Usyk keeps nicking his ideas, his trends and stuff like that, where, you know, his attire, how to do his ring walks. But we've got some characters as well as, so there's some great stories as well as kids who can fight as well. So it's an exciting time for us. There's a hole in the market. We hit the ground running. We hit the ground where we were in the middle of a pandemic, and we showed a bit of a bottle by putting 8 fights on in 7 weeks in Sheffield in a car park, and that's where obviously Jack got his opportunity to fight for the European title. But if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't be sat here now with a world title in November. So, you know, we have got a bit of front, and we put him as money's where his mouth is. And if we don't get to do a co-promotion, and even in the past, HBO's worked with Showtime to put some big events on. Well, we're here, our doors are open, always open, we'll negotiate, and as long as there's a dual benefit, which benefits the kids who we want to get onto the highest stage, we'll sit down and talk to anybody. That were a ramble.
Any other questions?
It's great to see Dennis and Steve promoting this very first world title in Bolton. So it's our first one in the Northwest. You've got a fantastic undercard with some local kids. So my question to both the boxers is, Michael Jennings' box here, he's a great character. He brought some really big excitement to the Northwest. Are you both going to be, you're both going to be under pressure, 2,000 plus fans in here. How are you going to cope with it, Jack? And how are you going to cope with it, Bilal?
I'll go first. I think I'll cope fine, absolutely fine. You know, been on the big stage before. You know, boxed on the undercards in the likes of Manchester Arena on you know, Anthony Joshua undercards and Crawler undercards. I know there's not that many fans in there when I was on, but you know, it's still the big stage, going to the press conferences and stuff like that, and I think I'll cope absolutely fine. All I need to worry about is getting in there, doing a number on him, and getting that world title fight. That's all what's stuck in my head. It's been in my head since I started boxing for 17 years. So I'm ready for this.
Oh. Yeah, you just go with the flow, man. You know, you have to go, and you only have one thing in your head. And if you really want it, you don't even think about what's watching or who's looking, even who is there. You just go. Whatever happens, it's only the walking at the people screaming. But when I'm fighting, I don't hear nobody. I only hear my corner. I only have 1 ear to my coach, and that's the only thing I need. So I've been also in fights with more than 2,000 people, but now it's not going to be on my side, it's going to be on his side, but it's something I know already, and I just go. Just go. That's it.
It's not the 2,000 he needs to worry about, it's the one. Me.
Well, thanks to everybody on the top table, and of course, everybody on this table is available for one-on-one interviews. Not me, obviously, but everybody else. So if you'd like to just put in your request, but before we do that, of course, there will be a head-to-head, so we'll just clear off and keep it to the main guys, obviously Michelle, Mark, Bilal, and Jack. Thank you very much.
Dennis and Steve in the middle there. Just face towards the cameras, guys. Just face towards the cameras. Let's have Dennis and Steve in the middle now.
You two stood in the hallway.
I stopped writing that. Good luck, Bilal. Good luck. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you, all the undercards. Yeah. All the
Back
undercards
on.
on, yeah. Towards the cameras, guys. Dennis and Steve.
Good luck, my friend. Doing some. Good to see you. How are we getting on this one? Come on, guys.
So there we are. The IBO cruiserweight title will be battled for on Friday, the 26th of November, right here at the University of Bolton Stadium. A stacked undercard. The main event, of course, Jack Massey and Bilal Laggoune for the vacant IBO cruiserweight title fight. All the action here on Fight Zone.